Hello friends and welcome back for another episode of Indie Impressions. My name is Nick and today we're going to be doing yet another LD28 game. I know I've said it a million times that every time I say it the last time, it was the last time I was going to do it. But here we are again. There are so many exceptional games that are being generated in 48 hours. I can't just limit myself to the 1 month or so that I spent looking at games from this particular competition. But anyway, GameHax is the order of the day, and today we're going to be exploring. It's essentially a pretty standard platformer with maybe an 8-bit aesthetic or so, but it's got a really cool spin to it where essentially we can keep notes on the right side of the screen, and those notes are essentially going to be cheat codes that we can use to modify the game during the actual gameplay, and that's actually built into the progression mechanic, so it's got a little bit of an almost Metroidvania style to it. In addition, a hilarious title screen here, which reminds me a lot of like the general vibe and sentiment of gaming in the late 80s, early 90s, typified in such things as the GamePro game rating system, maybe, if anybody remembers that. It's a similar vibe to it. Everything was very extreme back then and had neon colors and big hair and very expressive and all of that. So anyway, why don't we get right into things, and I will show you what makes this game so unique. So unfortunately it doesn't have any music or sound effects, which actually it hurts a lot because this game is so cool that I really wish it had them, but we'll just have to make do with what we have, which is all still a very cool thing. We've got this character here with a little bubble on his head who will be traversing a kind of an idealized, silly, kind of Super Mario World style world. And then we're going to be crossing over some impediments, and you'll notice there's a pit down below me, but I don't actually have the ability to reach that right now. We're going to see if we can maybe return to that a little bit later. You'll see down there is a star which we just picked up, and the game tells us that we want to collect stars for the best ending. It is giving us notes, by the way, in the bottom on each screen, sort of a little bit like VVV, except less so just to be funny, although I guess it could probably do that as well. So here's our first important hacks tip. We want to press right down left for a super jump, and that is information that is going to be very important later on when we have to switch back and forth between this and other superpowers. And you might be wondering, well, the theme of the LD28 competition is you only get one. In this specific instance, I believe the thing you only get one of is one power at a time. So we're going to hop over to our notepad, and we're going to type in right down left, which will then be our super jump. And I'm just going to make a note of that as well. One thing that's a little bit iffy here is that every time you type R, that's actually reset and carries you back to the last checkpoint, which in this case is not what I meant to do. So it seems like if you're going to have the notepad thing going at the same time, probably have to make that, you know, a concession that if you're typing that it's not going to actually interact there. So you should be able to shift back and forth between one and the other, perhaps. But anyway, let's actually use that move now by hitting right down left. You'll see in the top left corner of the screen we now have a little springboard, and what that's going to allow us to do, our super jump is essentially going to allow us to continue upward until we butt our head into some sort of a ceiling fixture. And I think you can actually access these powers out of sequence if you desire to, or if you know them when you first start things off. So essentially you could sequence break through the whole thing, which I don't know if that really matters all that much because the game is not particularly long, but it is a bit longer than I expected it to be. So for those of you who might want to play it multiple times, I guess there is something to be gained from doing that. So now we've moved over to the left. You'll see we've now got a little bit of like a icy mountain that we're climbing up, and we're continuing to find more stars as we go. But we are running into a number of these keyholes that we're going to have to do something about, because it seems like there don't seem to be any keys around. So I'm wondering, what are we going to do in that situation? Well, I guess we'll just proceed on the only path that we can find until we find some sort of a solution. You know, the other thing this is reminding me of, other than Alex Adventure, which is a really strange and surreal indie game from back in the beginning of the series, actually. It's also reminding me a little bit of an Untitled Story, although a bit less so. And apparently the platforms may fall if you wait on them too long. Apparently that's what happens, but I don't ever see that happen. I've actually stood on that for quite a while. It never happened to me. So let's grab that star. We'll fall back down. It says some stars can't be reached and are just illusions. And some text bits are also trying to mislead me, I have a feeling, because I think, if I'm correct here, there is actually a way to get to that, but that requires you to get to the end of the whole situation and then come back for them. I'm not actually sure if there is 100% a way through the ending of this, but it is something to keep in mind as we get forward. I don't usually like to break the fourth wall here, but I did have to play through this whole thing and then do the episode again from scratch. I was having a terrible headache at the time when I was recording this the first time, and I was not thinking very hard, and after I'd finished recording the whole thing, I found out that I was using the equals key on my keyboard as a spacer on my notepad, which was actually toggling fraps on and off. So after I ended up finishing what I thought was actually a decent episode, it turns out I actually was missing large chunks of the whole thing because I kept toggling it on and off. Anyway, we're going to add down, right, left, down to our list for get all items. And that's kind of an important one, actually. We'll have to toggle back and forth between that quite a few times. And when we hit R for right this time, it should probably... Okay, it'll carry us back to the last room. So down, right, left, down. And that's for all items. Okay. Probably easier to just remember them by using the single buttons there, or the single letters. So we're going to actually use that now. Down, right, left, down. Okay, now we have all the keys, and actually all of those doors are no longer impediments to us. We can now just kind of traverse through all of them. So there's actually quite a bit less in the progression mechanic than I was expecting there. I was figuring each one of those keys was going to be its own little mini mission. Alright, so now we're back here. We can super jump again, which is now the first time when our paths will start to overlap. And you'll see up here, there's actually another door, so if we get all items again, we can actually just pop right through the door and grab the star, and then head back down. So now we want to go back to probably super jump again, perhaps. Actually, I'm not sure what's best here. So we need to get over this pit in as successful a way as possible, but these spikes are in the way. I think we have... Yeah, we do actually have pressure-sensitive jumping, although it's very sensitive. So we have to find exactly the right angle here to not clip off of that little bit of a collision block at the top left corner. Also starting to wonder if maybe there isn't an easy way. Oh, there we go. That will actually work just fine. So now we need to get through these guys. Oh, I've jumped up through the ceiling. I didn't mean to do that. No big deal. Let's try it one more time. We'll see if we can get by this without skipping over things. Ah, that's so frustrating. Okay, there we go. Had to get the right angle and then the right amount of momentum. And this time I will try not to jump over the whole... There we go. The whole problem. Okay, so this is a very delicate situation here. I have all the keys. It says only unlock the right doors, you'll have trouble, so I've got to make sure I do that. Let's switch back to RDDL so we don't accidentally unlock those, because what I found out is apparently when you have the keys on, just touching them from any angle will automatically open them, whether you're ready for that or not. So in this case, what we want to do is selectively open these keys very carefully by doing down, right, left, down, through here. Then we want to put on RDDL. Walk over this one, then down, right, left, down again, and now we can get to the star without any trouble. Then we'll actually want to just walk back over to the other side. Right, down, down, left. And then once we get over to this one, down, right, left, down. And there we go. Now we're actually through. Bridge of doors needs to be carefully navigated. Okay, fair enough. Let's start by jumping over this. And I guess we can just set these guys free. And then we can super jump to grab that star. Right, down, down, left. And back up and around. And then we've got to get... oh, I was going to say we need to be careful about how we approach this one, but then again, as long as we get through and grab that, no big deal. So we're going to we're going to hit down, right, left, down again. I mean, rather, RDDL. No, all down, right, left, down. I did it right the first time, just didn't register. There we go. And because I was moving around so much during that whole thing, I ended up sliding off the block where I wanted to be. And now I get to try it again. Down, right, left, down. Now I've got to jump over. There we go. As long as we hit that, we're all good. Now we should be able to get out through the top. So right, down, down, left. For some reason, I can't seem to get these codes into my head. So now we've got a new one here. Up, down, left, right is invincibility, so let's add that. Of course, all of them seem to use R for some reason, so we're going to have to make sure that we don't reset to the wrong spot here. UDLR, where's that going to put us? Oh, right here, thank goodness. So I guess there's a signpost in the background. Okay, so that's for invincibility. We're going to actually use that one right now. Up, down, left, right. Up, down, left, right. There it is. And then we just need to navigate over all these blocks, and we shouldn't have any trouble, because now we can actually traverse over these. So, perfect. Now we just need to get back out. So, right, down, down, left for another super jump. And the next place we need to head is over to the left, because if you might remember, when I started this, I pointed out that there was actually a path through the spikes that we can get to. And we need to use up, down, left, right to use invincibility, walk over those, and now we've entered Lava Land. Lava looks dangerous, but it's mostly harmless. Okay, well, since I have invincibility, it is completely harmless right now. But we're not going to keep invincibility the whole time. We actually need to switch back to super jump as soon as this flame ball passes. Oh, that did not work. Right, down, and left. Now we can jump up here. Oh, all the things in the background are all sad on this one. Now I gotta find a way to get over to that corner. I think I can actually just make it. Yep, no big deal. So now I think we get the last of our abilities, which lets us walk through walls with down, up, down, down. So let's enter that into our list here. And that's for no clip. Perfect. So down, up, down, down. And now we can actually just walk right through everything. That's pretty handy. So I'm sure this is going to let us completely break the game, because if we can walk through any surface we want, I'm not really sure what it can still do to bother us at that point. Okay, grab that star, and that's going to just allow us to just get right back to where we just were a moment ago. No clip is actually kind of OP. It lets us jump through things and then jump... Oh, I thought we could jump up inside of them, but that's actually not true. That fireball is stuck in an endless loop. I'm not sure how to deal with that. Maybe if I get down a little bit lower, I might be able to jump past it. Hey, that actually worked. This room is a dead end. Turn back. I don't even believe you, man. I'm going to keep going up if I can. There we go. Oh, well, the lava got me. Oh, and if I walk through that wall, I actually end up all the way back at the beginning. So let's get out of here by doing another super jump, RDDL. And now we can actually... Oh, right, there's spikes there, isn't there? How am I going to leave, then? I guess I need to put in no clip. Down, up, down, down, and just walk my way back out. But then the spikes over here are going to get me. Oh, wait, but I can go through here. So actually, we're fine. So super jump, RDDL. I really like how this is sort of impossible to tell exactly what emergent elements are going to pop out of the abilities that you're being given all at the same time. I'm not sure that they were all necessarily planned for, and I think after a point, if you're a developer in this position, you just kind of embrace the fact that everything can be kind of chaotic at times. So now we're going to do down, up, down, down, walk through walls some more, and there's another star to grab over here, but I'm going to have to find my way up and through. It's actually causing quite a bit of difficulty for the rendering now. For whatever reason, the frame rate seems to be having problems. Let's break through this with all items, so down, right, left, down. And then we should be able to super jump to get up here, then no clip to get over, and this should let us just fall on the star. Okay, so we picked that one up. I really like the idea, and I would really love to see this embraced as a much larger, more robust game with a bigger and a longer progression mechanic to it, because it seems at this point we're almost toward the end. We just have to use the culmination of our 4 abilities. And in this case, it comes to be a lot of no-clip combined with invincibility. So up, down, left, right. Because the trick is, if you're inside of a wall, the game doesn't force you back out of that wall. It can't really do that. So you just have to be able to walk through. So down, up, down, up, down, down. Actually, super jump would probably be better here. Oh, that kills me instantly, but it teleports me over to the next area where there's a star. So let's just do no clip. Down, down, and then we can walk over to here, set up invincibility. Oh, no, okay, apparently I wasn't in the right tile, so let's do that again. Down, up, down, down. Over here, invincibility. Oh, I've fallen. And now we can fall on this tile. Super jump should let us get back up. Alright, so now we just need to jump up to what I think might be nearly the final room here, but it's filled up with fireballs. So let's see, this room has no solution, apparently. I disagree. I'm betting there is a solution here, but I'm not sure what it is. And I kind of have no idea how we're supposed to get up to that star in the corner. But maybe we should just keep going anyway, and just see what's off in the land beyond that room, if we can make it through all of these fireballs, which I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to switch over to... basically invincibility and not have to worry about this as much. But since I can, I'm just going to walk right through the wall. The end screen, congratulations! So we found some sort of an object up here that I have no idea what that's supposed to be. Oh, it's a flag. Okay, well, I didn't quite see it at first. And it looks like we can now fall through into the minus world, which is where there are a whole bunch more stars, actually, and I don't know if it ever ends. I actually... I've wandered around in there for a little while, and it doesn't seem like there's an end to it. But what I would recommend is that you guys wander around and see if you can find all the stars, or if there's any other secrets that maybe are revealed upon looking a bit further. What is that? Over on the left side, I've kind of gone beyond the realms of the screens, and I don't know, maybe I've locked up the game. There doesn't seem to be anything else here, and I can't leave. So well, that might be it for us anyway. It's a really cool concept. I'd love to see this developed into something further. GameHax, very, very cool. I definitely recommend you give it a try. There is more to see. I actually did miss a few screens here. If you're kind of creative and want to look around, I'm sure you can find more. And I would love to know if there is actually a proper ending to this, if you happen to wander into the right room or the right sequence of rooms or something like that. So you guys do your detective work if you can, and let me know what you find in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. But that is going to wrap up another episode. Feel free to go play this. The link is going to be in the description, as it always is, as well as my own social media links, things like my Twitter, my Twitch, my Facebook, and of course indie-impressions.com, where all the other episodes from this series, 650 plus, are all stored and archived with all their different information categorized for you. So if you're looking for a specific type of game, that is the place you can find it. And I hope you'll come back again tomorrow. New episodes are every single day, so I look forward to seeing you again, and I hope you have a lovely night. I'll talk to you later.